Welcome back to the 76 Capital Sports Leadership Show. My name is Wayne Kimmel, managing partner of 76 Capital, the sports tech venture capital company. On this show, I interview top sports entrepreneurs, athletes, and executives who are shaping and many times changing the sports business industry. You can subscribe to our show on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on our 76 Capital website. Today, my guest on our 76 Capital Sports Leadership Show is Brian Christopher. Brian is an award-winning casino gaming content creator with over 1 billion video views. He plays slots daily in casinos and online with his BC Slots, BC Bets, BC Spins channels, showing 8 million monthly viewers how to have a great time with an entertainment budget. Brian is a respected innovator in the industry. He designed the BC Slots at Plaza in downtown Las Vegas, has partnered with Carnival Cruises, and is a casino ambassador of BetMGM. Brian, welcome to our 76 Capital Sports Leadership Show.
Thank you so much, Wayne. Great to be here.
It's great to have you on the show. I've been waiting for this. I'm so happy that BetMGM and MGM and Katie and the whole team were able to pull this off and bring us together. And it looks like you're coming to us from a beautiful casino from somewhere.
Yeah, I'm in Detroit right now at MGM Grand Detroit. I'm here about once a month or so, filming for BetMGM. And so I thought this is the best backdrop rather than going up to my hotel room for this interview. Let me just continue going here. And so far, it's a winning day, by the way. So fingers crossed I keep that going. And
well, I definitely want to get into that.
Yeah. And we're also doing a meet and greet this trip too, which is really exciting. So we have a couple hundred fans coming to say hi here in Detroit.
Well, it's fascinating. I mean, I remember, the first time that we met, which is, back in like June of 2022. Yep. And remember we were at a conference and it was like one of the last things. We were both exhausted. And I was so fascinated to bump into you and just say hello. And next thing I know, I learned about the fact that you were able to bring people together to watch you play slots. And it blew my mind. It literally blew my mind.
I think that's the first time you found out about it, right? Was that?
That was.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, hey, you got to meet this guy. This is amazing. Yeah. Like, this is incredible.
Yeah. You got it. Like, most people are like, oh, okay. And this is a job. Doesn't sound like a job, but it is. Yeah. I kind of fell into it by accident. I just uploaded a couple of videos of myself having fun playing at a casino, and those videos just took off out of nowhere. So it kind of like threw the trajectory of my career, which was not this, in a new direction, and decided to follow where that would take me. We just passed 9 years now doing this, uploading videos. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of videos now across, as you mentioned, 3 different YouTube channels, and we have a dozen staff working for us. So it's definitely a wild world. It's been a wild ride.
So how did it all start? Like, what was the beginning of all of this?
It was literally just like my very first trip to Vegas. I had never been before. So I looked on YouTube to find out where to go and where to play or what to play. And I saw a few videos of people that were recording themselves, and they were hiding it because the camera angle was off. You couldn't really bring a camera on the floor much, 10 years ago. And I was like, oh, this is kind of intriguing. Let me just see what this game is about. And hours later, I'm still like captivated watching this crooked video. And it was really, really great and really entertaining. And so I was like, maybe I'll film a little bit when I go there and upload it onto my YouTube channel. I had a YouTube channel. I was an actor for many years since I was a kid. My YouTube channel had been up for many years already at that point, but I only had like a dozen subscribers. So wasn't planning on anyone really watching the video. It was just, I wanted to feel cool. So I just did it. And those videos exploded. And after a month of them being up, I literally uploaded a bunch of videos in like 3 days, and then I was done. But after a month, I look back and I have so many subscribers, and all the comments were like, when's the next video coming out? So I was like, okay, maybe I'll upload a few more. And then a month later, I decided, let's see where this goes. And then I went full time with it.
It's pretty incredible. I mean, you talk about how you're really putting in real money into the slots and really playing. And so, did you ever think of like, wait a second, like what if I like run out of money here? Like,
You know, I was always very smart about it, and my partner Marco, it was him as well that was very helpful for me. You know, he's like, you can do this, see where it goes, but you use your own money for it. So, how I started actually, you know, I was literally driving for Lyft and Uber, and I said, okay, whatever I make on each shift, I'm gonna put it into a slot machine and see if I can double it up. That'll be the whole theme for the beginning, and so that's what I did for the first little while. But even from my very first video, you know, from watching other people's videos, I wanted to make sure people watched these and knew that it was real. So doing authentic play was always super important to me. So at the end of my very first video, even, and to this day, 9 years later, I always put on the screen at the very end how much money I put in and how much money I got out. I didn't want people to watch it, remember the big jackpots, and think that I always win. I did not want to be responsible for anyone, you know, saying, "Oh, Brian always wins. I'm going to try those bets. I'm going to play that game." So I think that was a big differentiator for me as well, because a lot of other channels were just posting bonuses or big wins, and that was it. And to me, that wasn't relatable. It was, you know, we all lose, and I think that's why people liked it. Is like it was you went through the roller coaster with me in real time as I'm playing the slot machines. You know, is he going to win today? Is he going to lose? Oh, he lost. He's just like me. You know, so it was very relatable.
so you know, truly authentic, a truly authentic
100%.
experience.
Yeah.
I mean, and so what was it like when you started playing? You mentioned you're doing a meet and greet today, at for BetMGM, but like when people started, you're filming yourself, and then did people just were like at first it was just like people were curious, and then it was like people saw that you were going to be on, and they would then come and show up. Like how did that all happen?
I mean, in the beginning, it was just me going to the casino on my own, filming, uploading, you know. And I decided after a few months, I got to do this daily. It needs to be a daily video. I realized my 3-minute videos were not long enough. I need to start doing 10-minute videos, 20-minute videos, and longer still. And so it was a lot of that before all of a sudden people started recognizing me in the casinos and be like, oh my gosh, you're that guy. And so it was about the year mark where a casino approached me and asked me if I would do an event with them. And that was like a dream. That was my goal, really. I'm like, one day, you know, my videos will be sponsored, and I'll make enough money from it that I could, you know, make a profit at the end of the year instead of just, you know, losing like everyone else does on slot machines. And so we did the very first Brian Christopher slot tournament, which also included a meet and greet. I wasn't paid for it, but the people who came, all of our fans, they made money in the slot tournament. So it was really great exposure for me. It was really exciting. I also had no idea what I was doing. But that was the journey, you know, and, you know, figuring out your worth is also a really hard thing to do when no one's done it before. You know, being an influencer back then was brand new. Not a lot of people did it. And anytime I would research online, you know, how much money I should ask for, it was always about Instagram posts. It was never about YouTube videos or anything else like that. So it was definitely a journey to figure that out.
Is there a moment, or was there a time when you won so much it even like surprised you? You won such a big jackpot and everyone went crazy. And
It's happened a few times. The very first one is the one that helped launch our channel. I mean, my channel was about 3 or 4 months old. I was in Las Vegas, playing at a casino with one of my friends, and you know, I was like, "Oh, you can, you know, watch me play a little bit." And at that point, my max bet was usually like $5, $5 or $6. I'd be in the range of 3 to 5. And I sat down at Cleopatra, which is one of the hardest games out there. I put in $100 into the slot machine, and I only selected 9 lines on this game, times 1. So I did $9 a spin. So I would only get 11 spins out of it, but I'm like, what the heck? Let's film it. And my first like 5 or 6 spins won nothing at all, and then the next spin got the bonus. I re-triggered it. I re-triggered it again. I even dropped my phone out of excitement. Had to pick it back up again, keep filming, and it was, you know, about an $8,000 jackpot, the biggest by far I've ever had. And there was so much excitement in that video. It was so raw that video was my very first, you know, viral video that I ever had. And to this day, people still talk about that one as being their very favorite of all time videos.
That's amazing. I mean, when
Yeah.
when people, they were starting to share it with their friends, they were making comments. I mean, how did it really get out there?
It was all 100% organic. I never paid for any advertising or anything else. And back in the day, I was getting about 300 new subscribers a day. And at that time, most channels in our realm, anyways, were getting like 5. And so everyone was like, "What is this guy doing? Is he buying subscribers?" And I'm like, "No, man, I'm just posting videos, and people are liking it and sharing it. And when they watch someone else's slots video, mine get recommended because it's similar content." So I got really lucky, I guess. I was big on quality entertainment, but also family entertainment. I learned quite early on that my audience did not like me when I would swear or curse or anything like that. And so, my first few months, I would swear here and there, and even in that Cleopatra video. But yeah, I cleaned it up. I was like, okay, we'll make this a little more cleaner. That's what they want. And always listening to your audience. That was my number one thing to do. And so by keeping it cleaner, that opens the doors to sponsorship opportunities better, because no one wants to partner with someone who's like cursing out a slot machine or anything else like that. And I also, I was teaching myself about how slot machines work. I knew nothing at the beginning. I had a lot of, notions of what was happening, but I wanted to learn and I wanted to educate. So that was another reason people kept coming back too. So I was promoting responsible gambling, responsible gaming, and teaching people how to play and when to cash out. All those really key components.
That's super important, and I know also. So, this led not only to this amazing casino ambassador that you have now with BetMGM, but you
Yes.
also were able to create your own slot machines. You're able to have there's just so many things that you've done. But let's start with BetMGM. I mean, what does it mean to be a casino ambassador for them? I mean, it sounds that's pretty good. What do you have, like a gold card or something
I
special?
know.
What?
There is no card involved yet that I know of yet. I would like to get one if there is one.
Maybe gold necklace or something. I don't know. Is that
Yeah. That'd be cool. I'm down for that. And in fact, I do have a big necklace. That's the big, the big letter D for Detroit. I have one of those. One of my fans gave it to me on my last trip. We, a bunch of us, or BetMGM sponsored a trip for us to go to the Tigers game. And a bunch of our fans came and a bunch of their VIPs came. And one of their VIPs was a huge fan of mine too. And so she went into the shop and bought me one of those, giant, ugly necklaces, which are pretty fun. So I got one of those. They got us a beautiful suite at the game, and we were like doing some sports betting together and playing slots in the suite. It was really fun. So yeah, coming out to those events that we do with them has been great. The partnership has been incredible. I'm new to online gambling, and that's why it was a perfect match too, is because all of our fans are too. It's still pretty new. BetMGM, the online casino side's only in 4 major states. Sports betting's in dozens, but we're trying to get the word out there, and I know that this is only the beginning and it's going to continue to grow. And so that's why we want to, get in right from the start and start this partnership off great. It's been almost a year now. And then, we'll take it to different places around the country, like Vegas has become like the sports betting capital now. And I was just there actually at Park MGM this last weekend for a little personal getaway. And enjoyed a lot of fun in there, and I ended up in the sports betting area as well. Had a great time.
Well, I mean, that's what's so interesting. I mean, you started obviously going and playing the machines in the casino, but now, in the states where there's iCasino, and certainly as from our perspective at 76 Capital, we hope there are more states. I think it's 7 total that are out there right now. But as you said, there's like 4 major, and like there's, is there what's that for you? Can you have as much fun as you had like inside the casino as you do playing on your phone, on an iPad, on a computer at home with your friends? I mean, can you do that?
For me, it's the exact same experience. There's benefits to both sides, right? So like being in a casino, you get the excitement all the way around you with people everywhere, right? But it's all for me. It's the games. That's why we sit down, is for the fun and entertainment of it. And that's what I'm trying to teach my audience. A lot of them they'll tune in and be like, "Oh, you're playing online." I'm like, "Guys, stick around just for a quick second. Let me just show you exactly what I'm doing here. You like that game over there, the prosperity link? they got it online. And guess what? The payback percentage is 95%. On the casino floor, you're never going to find that, right? And I'm like, and also you could do 20 cents a spin if you wanted to. You don't need on the floor. You're starting at 50 cents or 75 cents, $1 minimum bets. You could do 10 cents even on a spin on a lot of games, or for someone like me on that same game, you could do a 10-cent spin. You can do an $88. You can do a $500 one, and you still get those really great payback percentages. That's what I'm trying to train my audience on, is like, think about the math a little bit here, And I got to say, I've had some quite big wins up in my hotel room upstairs. There was one day I played so much on the floor where I am right now, playing online, filming for BetMGM. And at the end of my day, how do I relax? I go up to my hotel room. I'm in the soaking tub, and I hit a royal flush for $80,000 last time I was here. Can't beat that, man. You can't beat that. You just can't.
No, $80,000 in the tub.
In the tub, I was doing the biggest bet you could do, $100 a spin, and on triple double. And man, I hit that. It was like a dream come true. Yeah, it's so much fun.
So what game was that?
It was triple double bonus poker, just a single game, and I got really darn lucky. In fact, today I was actually filming table games on BetMGM, and I jumped back onto that one. I did the 10-handed one and came ahead a few $1,000s too. I want to show my audience everything. There's so many different games you can play on there. Live casino games, the giant wheels, or just like poker or roulette that are like different than you'll find on the casino floor, and often more advantageous for you as well.
Yeah, it's really interesting because again, when we first met and when I really first learned about Brian Christopher and all the things that you were doing, and like, I mean, it's just amazing. You're Brian Christopher's just so much bigger, and it's just so big these days. It's amazing. I mean, seeing your slot machines in casinos, the stuff you do on cruise ships, things that you're now doing with BetMGM online, what you're doing in person. I mean, like, it must be fun. It must be an incredible whirlwind. I mean, is there, like, are there cities, are there places that you love to go, or you're just going everywhere and just having a good time wherever you go?
We have a great time everywhere we go, but I love going to new cities as well. Believe it or not, we're finally doing our very first visit in Florida in a week or so, meeting up with some fans down there. We're going to be there for a conference. So we're like, why not just tag in, a casino? And then also we're going to visit a couple of casinos while we're there who are, launching our new slot machine, Brian Christopher's World Cruise. Why not? So that's what we're trying to do, tying a lot of different things in the same visits. And that's why we like to do that here as well at MGM Grand Detroit. We get to play online, but also then host our fans so they can come join us for a meet and greet, or heck, go to a Tigers game while we're at it.
Well, it sounds like we're going to both be at that SBC conference down in.
I'll see you there. I'll see you there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's great. It's great to hear you do that. I mean, like, so what was it like when you did a cruise? How did that even come about?
I know there's casinos on cruises, and I remember, doing it myself. I ended up talking with some people about maybe trying to organize something. And so, I did a few cruises with a bunch of my fans, and it was not the best situation for me. I was losing money on the deal, but it was fun for the fans, so I didn't really care at the end of the day. And then I was approached by Carnival, and they're like, hey, we see what you're doing. We think we can make it better. And they did make it better. And what they did is they were able to, get their audience involved in what we do. And we went from having 100 fans on a cruise to like 800 fans with us on a cruise. And these days we're doing between 8 and 10 cruises a year now with Carnival Corporation, and having an amazing time. The fans are loving it. Literally every meet and greet we do, no matter where it is, I want to join you on a cruise. I got to get on a cruise. How do I do it? And I'm like trying to tell them, just go to our website. We'll figure it out. We'll get you some discounted cruises, or even a free cruise. If you have some casino offers, we can try and turn it into a free one for you as well. So yeah, the cruises are just so much fun because it's a different atmosphere for them. They get to just hang out with us the whole cruise. The first day they meet me at a meet and greet, and they're all like a little jittery, a little scared to get a photo. By the end of the last day of the cruise, we're hanging out, we're doing shots together in the casino. We become really good friends, and so it's a good chance for them to really get to know me, and for me to get to know them as well.
That's amazing. And you also have been able to create your own slot machines. I mean, what
Yeah,
has that been like?
it's been incredible. I mean, we've done, we have 2 slot machines now. Brian Christopher's Pop and Pays More first came out almost 3 years ago, and our latest one came out just last month. Brian Christopher's World Cruise. We do so many cruises, it just made sense to do it. And the first one was all about me. I feel like, it was all my sayings, all my, like, I was just talking the whole time through the thing. I love the game. It's amazing. I wouldn't change a thing for it. But my second one, I wanted it to be more, open for everyone out there to be able to play, whether you're a fan of me or not. And so the main person, or so to speak, are ducks, rubber ducks, because on cruises you hide rubber ducks for people to find. It's a thing. So the rubber ducks are the main event, and Brian Christopher's obviously there. So is Marco. But it's all about the experience and the fun, and people are absolutely loving this game. The numbers coming out of it are just incredible. So it's doing really well.
That's amazing. So are those physical slot machines, are they going to be online soon, or are they online now?
Not online now. We're hoping to get it out there. Maybe do a little nudge to BetMGM, get that game out there at some point. We would love to get it out there for sure. And usually it takes time. Our first game, was around for about a year before we started even talking about that. You want to make sure people like it first. And as far as it's going right now, people are loving it. We're launching it in another 3 or 4 casinos this week, I believe. So yeah, it's super exciting. We'll see where it takes us.
That's amazing. And I know one of the other things that, you've over the years have really been a leader around is in some of the casinos that, don't have that have a ban on smoking, right? That's something that is a big thing for you as well.
Yeah. Smoke-free gaming. It just makes sense. Almost 90% of the country does not smoke. So my big push is, why should 100% of us have to breathe it in if only 10% are smoking? So, for the last few years, about 2.5 years, we've only been going to and partnering with smoke-free casinos. It just totally makes sense. Many other large countries have completely done it. Many states have done it. Look at Maryland and Ohio. They're doing great numbers. They're competing very well. Look at New Jersey. Parks in Pennsylvania is doing better numbers than all the smoking casinos around them, and they're completely smoke-free. So we know it's the future. We know it's what people want. It's just convincing the operators that this is the way to go.
So, you're in Detroit now. You're about to have a meet and greet. Like, maybe take us behind the scenes, beforehand. How do you prepare for this? How do you know how much money to bring, or how do you, what's the behind the scenes thing that occurs with you and your team and setting this whole thing up? The cameras and the lights, and how does it all work?
Yeah, so for the meet and greet, there's not as much involved. It's more so, we have some lights and some cameras set up on the stage for me to come up. I'll be asked a bunch of questions. I'll give them a few stories about, what we've been doing on our trip. But it's more about getting to chat with the audience. So we'll open up for a big Q&A. They can ask me any questions they want about how slot machines work, about our travels, about what's coming up. How did you choose this in your slot machine? Getting to know us a little bit better. We did one of these big meet and greets with BetMGM back in December over the holidays, and we did a big gift giving, frenzy. So everyone that came, got entered into draws. We gave away tons of humongous gifts, so that's extra special too, to give back to them. And so tonight, what we'll do after the meet and greet, I think I'll just invite them out onto the gaming floor too. Like, let's go play a little bit, and in fact, like when we were at the Tigers game last time, I brought out my app. I started playing with them, and I was like, "You guys want to see what $100 bet looks like on Double Top Dollar? Let's try that one. How about $200? Let's find." I couldn't stop winning on that one, but it was a good one. It literally just came out that night too, so I was extra excited about playing it. So, the fans really want to see the excitement. They want to see me play. So, we're doing a live stream tonight as well, so they can join us. I invite them to come back and stand behind me to watch it if they want to see it as well, so they can be a part of the experience also.
That's awesome. I'm sure their own friends or family will be like, "Hey," they're texting and like, "Hey, get on this live stream, and I'm about to be standing right next to Brian. Let's go."
Absolutely, they do. Yeah, they do for sure.
That's awesome. I mean, so
yeah.
how do you, so share with us. I mean, on our, at 76 Capital, we've got all these people that watch our sports leadership show. I mean, what are a couple tips maybe that you can share with them on, like, how to win, right? How do you
Yeah.
win?
I mean, listen, playing slots requires zero skill. So I can't really tell you how to press a button because there's only one way to do it. You just press spin, right? The best thing that I can teach you is to know when to stop. When you've made a profit. If you're up $1, you've beaten the system, right? These are not designed to give you money. It's designed to take money, right? So we always promote like responsible gaming. So make sure you have a budget when you come in and expect to lose it. That's what we always say. Expect to lose your entertainment budget. You know, if you're going to go see a concert and spend $100, come to BetMGM with $100 and expect to lose it like you would at a concert, but I also expect to get entertained. You know, that's what it's all about. But what's different than a concert is you can actually leave with extra money if you're lucky. So teaching them when the right time is to get off a machine. I always say, you know, do like 3 backup spins, or, you know, let's play it down to $50 or wherever you're at and see how you do on that, and then move on from there. So that's my biggest tip to do. And then, I mean, if you're going to play like video poker or some tables, then those ones definitely require some more skill involved. You don't want to press the wrong button or hold the wrong hand, you know. So that's a different kind of skill level for sure.
Of course, of course. Well, one of the big things, as you said earlier, you've have 8 million monthly viewers.
Yeah.
What
unique viewers? We get like 35 million views a month, something like that. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, so like, to get that, to make that all happen, right? I mean, there's certainly the videos that you put out, but just talk about some of the other content that you create for other types of social as well, and like and the whole process and what your team puts together, with and for you.
Yeah, I mean, we probably publish about 25 videos a week, between short videos or long form. We do 1 minute, we do 10, 15, 20, 30, or an hour long videos every single day on every channel. Like, it's just wild. But on top of that, people are they're tuning in for the entertainment factor of the gambling, but they also just want to see what I'm up to. You know, what's going on in my life. Where's Brian at today? And so they love the background stuff as well. So when I'm on my travels, I'll upload a story. I'm like, oh, I'm at the airport right now. Oh, I'm reading this book right now. I'm having dinner at this place. It's so good. You guys got to try this meal. They want to learn about the whole experience. They want to be a part of the entire journey. And so they know everything about my life. I can't do one live stream without them asking how my house building is coming. And I'm trying to tell them it's a 2-year process to build this house, you guys. We're still at the dirt. It's been at dirt level for 6 months. It's a lot of dirt. I don't know why, but they want to be a part of the whole experience, and they want to know who Brian Christopher is. And from day one, they've known everything about me. And I think that's really what keeps the people too. It's, anyone can press spin, right? That, like I said, that takes zero skill, but it's in keeping their entertainment level high, their excitement levels high, and getting to know each other. And so when I do these meet and greets, one of the very first things I hear is, I feel like I know you. I feel like we're best friends already. And that is my goal. I want that. I want them to come and see me and feel like we've been together forever. And I hear on the flip side, I feel stories of, you got me through cancer. I was going through treatments, and I relied on your videos to keep my hopes up and to bring a smile to my face. And, those kind of stories are really, really nice to hear too.
Well, that's amazing. And, as we start to wind down this episode of our 76 Capital Sports Leadership Show, it's amazing to have Brian Christopher, the award-winning casino gaming content creator, on our show. I mean, it's been awesome. It's been an honor to have you on the show. So thanks so much for coming. And Brian, I have to ask you, I mean, you're coming up on your, almost this 1-year anniversary with BetMGM. What's next for you and BetMGM this next year?
I mean, we have a lot of things in the works right now. We just shot a few commercials together. Our fans are already telling us that they've seen them online, so that's super exciting. We have some collaborations we want to try and do as well, and more events. We want to get out there and find the fans, see where they're at, and bring them to us. And maybe we can get a little Brian Christopher game up there on BetMGM. I think that'd be really, really exciting too.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Brian, again, thank you so much for taking the time. Look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. And this has been amazing. Have a great time in Detroit.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Wayne. Hope to see you on the stream.
Absolutely. On behalf of the entire 76 Capital team, thank you for joining us for this edition of our Sports Leadership Show. Please remember to subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast network or on the 76 Capital website. You can also explore the hundreds of episodes we've produced over the past several years on those same networks. And as always, go out there and make it happen.